pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If we look to the answer as to why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth, it was because here in this land we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before. Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more available and assured here than in any other place on earth. The price for this freedom at times has been high, but we have never been unwilling to pay that price. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look. The sloping hills of Arlington National Cemetery, with its row upon row of simple white markers bearing crosses or stars of David, they add up to only a tiny fraction of the price that has been paid for our freedom. Each one of those markers is a monument to the kind of hero I spoke of earlier. Their lives ended in places called Belleau Wood, the Argonne, Omaha Beach, Salerno, and halfway around the world on Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Pork Chop Hill, the Chosin Reservoir, and in 100 rice paddies and jungles of a place called Vietnam. Under one such marker lies a young man, Martin Treptow, who left his job in a small-town barber shop in 1917 to go to France with the famed Rainbow Division. There on the Western Front, he was killed trying to carry a message between battalions under heavy artillery fire. We're told that on his body was found a diary. On the flyleaf, under the heading, My Pledge, he had written these words: America must win this war. Therefore I will work, I will save, I will sacrifice, I will endure. I will fight cheerfully and do my utmost as if the issue of the whole struggle depended on me alone. We must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. It is a weapon that we as Americans do have. Let that be understood by those who practice terrorism and prey upon their neighbors. As for the enemies of freedom, those who are potential adversaries, they will be reminded that peace is the highest aspiration of the American people. We will negotiate for it, sacrifice for it. We will not surrender for it now or ever. We are Americans.
following is a presentation of AOW Productions.
The views and opinions expressed by the host of this program do not necessarily state or reflect those of this station or its management.
Every patriot has an obligation to question authority. Those who are honest are not concerned with your watchful vigilance, and those with integrity are not concerned with your discernment. Every American is obligated to voice their concerns and stand up for their freedoms and liberties.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are the men in the arena. We are the Patriot Confederation.
We will never back down from a fight. We're undefeated Americans.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Patriot Confederation for the 16th of July, 2024. I'm your host, Bad Billy, out of Twin Falls, Idaho, joined as always by John Grosvenor out of Nashua, New Hampshire, New England area. What's going on up there, brother?
Not a heck of a lot, Billy. We're kind of safe from people trying to shoot at the president of the United States or the next president of the United States. That's a pretty good thing, I think. What a weird thing to have happen.
Well, and that's why our guest this week, his name is Kris Oberg. He was there. He attended the rally, and he's going to tell us more about it. Kris, he's joining us on the phone right now. I see you are still muted. If you could, please press *6 and join the conversation.
You got me now?
Yes. You hear me okay?
There we go. Yeah.
All right, John, you hear him okay?
Oh, yeah, loud and clear.
Nice. All right, Kris, so you're originally from Washington State, closer to my neck of the woods, if I'm not mistaken. But at the moment, you're living in Ohio, correct?
Yes.
All right. And do excuse the system, too. There will be a delay since you're using the phone to join us. So hopefully we're not stepping on each other too much here. But you were there, decided to take the trip to Butler, Pennsylvania. And please, why don't you talk more about that? Take us through when the day began and basically how you dealt with the ordeal.
Well, I've been wanting to see a Trump rally for some time, and I've been in Ohio for the last almost 4 years. And he's had several. Anyways, this was my chance. I'm like, it's only an hour and 5 minutes away. I'm like, I'm going. I don't care if my car breaks down, I'm going.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we get there and we're thinking we're already like 3 hours late according to the timing. They're saying the line starts at 8, but we didn't get there till like 11:30. And we see the set line, so we go walking around looking for shirts and stuff, and walking around and decided to get shirts, and we switched shirts, and then walked all the way back to our car and went back and then got in line. And anyways, long story short, somehow we managed to get right into the bullpen. That's what I want to call it, the bullpen.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah. Go on. I'm listening.
So it says general admission. I've never been to one or anything. And we walk in and there's two people just walking in, and I see there's chairs, but they're kind of roped off. And I see there's bleachers to the left and right behind the podium where Trump's going to be, and then to the right but everything's full pretty much. But there's a few seats to the right on the in the stadium or stands, or what do you want to call them. And I go, hey, because my friend's with me. I go, hey, listen, there's nothing over there. There's holding those spots. It looks like they're empty. Let's head over there and see if we can get those seats. And as soon as I said that, some lady stopped us and said, hey, you can sit here. It's the Steelworkers Union. And we're like, really? And so we stopped and sat down, and I couldn't be more thankful to her and told her thanks. And wow, we're 5 rows back. We're right in front of Trump. I mean, I'm like, holy smokes, this is great. I couldn't believe it. So anyways, he was actually an hour late.
Oh, yeah.
From my understanding, it was supposed to start at 5, and he didn't show up at like 10.
Allow me to interject really quick here. But one thing about your background is obviously you're coming from the entertainment industry. I mean, you've worked with a lot of rock musicians and things like that. And I can only imagine. I mean, going to a concert, there's all kinds of positive energy, but you're at a Trump rally. I mean, does the energy even compare?
So yeah, actually, yes, absolutely. In fact, it was funny you're asking that, because I was telling my friend that when we were there, I go, this was like when I went to Ozzy and Motley Crue back in the 80s. I mean, everybody's like, yeah. I mean, yeah, everybody's pumped up, having a good time, enjoying themselves, taking selfies. It was awesome. It was great. Trust me.
Yes.
So the atmosphere was all positive, and everybody was just excited. I mean, people were taking selfies. I mean, I don't know what else I'll tell you. It was amazing.
It is. It's like having been myself. It is like going to a rock concert sometimes. Billy, have you ever been to a Trump event?
I've tried.
That was my first one.
No, I think he was asking me.
But,
yeah. I was asking Billy. Yeah. I got it was your first though. I got the impression Billy may not have been, so I was just wondering.
I remember last year I was supposed to go to the one in Erie, and it didn't happen because we got stuck in Chicago on the way in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been to several. It is incredible. The music, they play it loud. People are just like he described, very, very energetic. There's a lot of movement going on. People get out there, and whether they're supposed to or not, they'll get out there and start dancing in areas and stuff to the music. And I mean, just signs. And it's just as he described. People are very friendly towards each other, and they start greeting one another and talking, socializing. It's incredible. It is very, very much an incredible event.
The only thing is, I wish Trump would change some of the choices in music. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't mind hearing, I mean, obviously Lee Greenwood is good, and at the end, Hold On, I'm Coming is good. But that Village People's, like he's playing YMCA and Macho Man. Trump, why are you playing that crap?
Yeah, I don't know who his coordinator is for all that, but I never minded the music. It's almost like it was set up to play at the right time, at the right moment, just before he comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta agree with the YMCA stuff. Boo. Some people like it, some people don't.
I mean, I never could stand disco for the most part, and the Village People is just like, oh, just that makes my ears bleed. But well, once Lee Greenwood starts playing, and you see Donald Trump walking down that proverbial red carpet to the podium. Yeah, I mean, I gotta imagine that's when the real fun begins.
Oh, people cheer, man! It's loud. It's loud. You get a room full of 30,000 people, and they're cheering at the top of their lungs for the man. You know something's up.
Well,
of course, your event there, Kris, was an outdoor event, so it might have been a little bit different. A lot of space for the noise to travel. But I'll bet you they were hearing it from a long distance away.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they could have fit all those people in a stadium. There was a lot of people there.
Yeah, it's huge.
Oh, I mean,
one thing I've been waiting to tell people is when I was telling you there was some empty seats off to the right. Well, those seats that were empty that we were heading to right before the lady stopped us, that's where those 3 ladies were shot. So,
were there 3 ladies?
I think it was 3 ladies, 2 or 3. I don't know. I mean, that was anyways.
Yeah, I heard the gentleman there behind Trump and 2 others.
Well, there was a gentleman off to the left in the stands that got shot, and then there was 2 or 3 ladies just to the right of me that got shot. We were actually heading to that spot right next to where they were, and I almost feel like the lady that stopped me was like, she literally saved my life.
Wow.
So I mean, and I've hardly gotten any sleep the last couple of days. Trying to wrap my mind around it.
Did one of those ladies perish the following day?
One of the ladies, from my understanding, I believe the man died. I don't know all the details, but from my understanding, the man that was on to the left died. I might be mistaken.
He did. He took a shot to the head, so he died right there on the. He was dead on arrival. He died right there on the spot.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
It was. He's a firefighter with 2 daughters.
Yeah, his name's Corey. I can't pronounce his last name, but the first name's Corey. In fact, I wish it would be trending on social media, hashtag say his name. But no, there's actually derogatory comments, all kinds of crap, as we know, would come out about this. But there are people making derogatory comments about Corey. In fact, one person said, well, with him gone, that's +1 vote for Biden in Pennsylvania. And
they're horrible.
I know.
Yeah, I've seen that.
If the shoe was on the other foot, I wouldn't be that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm a avid Trump supporter. I believe in Trump, and I think so little of Biden. I try not to think of him at all. You know what I mean? He's just disgusting to me. But at the same time, as much as people hate Trump, those people, I dislike Biden. But at the same time, if the shoe was on the other foot and this happened to Biden, I would not have that sentiment at all. Those people are real, genuine people.
Yes.
And to have that sentiment, something's wrong with that. That's evil.
I'm going to say,
absolutely.
On that note, too, Joe Biden himself, as much as I dislike him, he's still a husband. He's still a father. He's still a grandfather. He's still a human being.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't wish this to happen to him. I wish he'd get the hell out of office, but not this.
I think his name is Comparatori. I think that's, I might not be pronouncing that right, but Comperatore. I just wanted to bring it up because it just seems important to mention his name in its entirety.
Yes.
Yes.
Kris,
and
let me ask you, leading up to the event, everything was going great, but the moment it was happening, obviously you got to take a second or two to comprehend what's going on because you're not expecting this. But describe in your own words how what was going through your mind the moment this stuff started happening.
Well, like when to me, this is a once in a lifetime thing. I'll probably never ever have a chance to see him again. I'm moving here in a month or so back to Oregon. But anyways, so I'm taking lots of videos and pictures, and I'm watching the snipers climb up on a roof on the left, snipers climb up on a roof on the right. I'm like, and I'm kind of overwhelmed with thinking that there's all these security here, and you can see kind of through an area where Trump's going to be coming in. You can see security and stuff going back and forth back there. And so I'm excited and I'm taking pictures and I got tired of standing up. I'm sitting down and I'm standing up and I'm sitting down anyways. So I'm getting pictures when Trump finally did come out. I'm taking still shots, and I took a picture of, so I'm watching let me back up. So I'm watching the snipers. They're both looking and watching towards where the shooter was with their binoculars. And I'm just thinking, hey, they're just, doing their job, watching, and then Trump starts pointing at the teleprompter to the right of him, which is, it's like he's pointing at the shooter actually, but he's pointing at the teleprompter. And and I got a picture of that right when he's pointing, and then both snipers go to their scopes and they're looking down their scopes. And then moments after that, you hear bang, bang. And Trump goes to the ground. Security is instantly on top of him. And you faintly hear, anyways, you hear the bang. You hear two shots. The second shot, I think, hit him. One of the shots hit, it must have hit the hydraulic fluid line through the crane that was holding the speakers up to the right of the ladies that were hit. And then after the two shots, you hear bang, 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 like 4 or 5 shots. And then maybe 45 seconds go by or something, and you hear another shot, one single shot. And that's when you hear them say the shooter's down, and then you can hear him getting ready to help pump up, and he's trying to get his shoe on, and then knowing that the shooter's down, he kind of takes that opportunity to put his fist up, his famous fist pump.
Fight.
Everybody cheered. It was crazy.
That's great.
But unfortunately, so if you look at the map of where the roof is, the property of where the sniper is, and how the stadiums, the seats are set up, the guy on the people on the left and the people on the right on the very corners of those bleachers are kind of lined up with Trump and the sniper. So that's why they were getting hit too. And when he went down, he was already on the ground, and they shot 4 or 5 more shots right into the crowd. And unbelievable. People were screaming. There was people directly behind me, literally crawling on their stomachs, trying to get out. Half the people were in panic, and half the people were just dazed, trying to figure out what just happened. And I'm fumbling, trying to, should I take pictures? Should I not? And I got some pictures of the people to the right of me that were shot, and a little glimpse of I guess it's the National Guard, because they're in army fatigue, where the crane fell down. If I'm correct, they took one of the ladies over the railing and into this field there, the open area there, and when the ambulance comes up, and then you can see Trump for a second being escorted out of there in his car, and it was just crazy. But once we kind of realized he's out of there, they got the shooter. People are trying to get out of there. And it was actually pretty amazing, because people weren't trampling over people. People stayed calm, just walking fast, getting out of there. It was pretty crazy. But on the way out, I had seen a couple ladies literally collapse and just start bawling like babies. And I really feel lucky that I didn't go sit in those empty seats. But unfortunately, the older ladies sat there and got hit. So, anyways.
So you say they got hit because it's been hard on the as far as how many victims and who they are. That's been a hard thing to find, I noticed. It took a long time before Corey came out and they identified him and mentioned who he is. I don't see anything as of yet about the three ladies, but I do see there are three other gentlemen, older gentlemen. One was a Democrat, actually, who just took took an interest in local politics. I guess that's why he was there, because he was just interested in politics.
Well, so I'm assuming, I mean, I know they're saying someone got shot, and I actually got pictures of them, holding the person. They got the medic taking the person out. I even got pictures of them on the back of the cart going up the road. One of the ladies going up the road on the back of one of those buggy things to the ambulance. So I only could assume that they were shot too. But, I mean, I know on the way in, we waited in line for like 4 hours. And 3 or 4 people passed out because of the heat, and they had to get medic in there to carry him out of there. So, I mean, with all the heat and all that happened, they could have just been passed out. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yes.
Some of the ones that we got. So
it looked like it to you anyway. So did they, when you got there, was there metal detectors and were they doing bag checks and things like that? Certain items you couldn't carry into the fairgrounds, or was it more open?
Yeah. So here's something I'm glad you asked, because I'm thinking, wow, we're going to go through Secret Service. They're going to make us, pull our shirts up and take our shoes off and the whole 9 yards. That wasn't the case at all. And we're thinking, well, they're not going to let umbrellas in either, because that could be used for a weapon. No, they were letting people in with an umbrella. They were letting every other person in, really not even checking them. So my friend went in ahead of me, and he went in. None of the metal detectors were going off. And they patted him down and waved the little metal detector wand around him, even though he just went through the metal detector, and then proceeded in. I put my stuff down, and they looked at it, walked through, and I said I had a belt buckle. Does that matter? And I was getting ready to pull my shirt up and show him, and he stopped me and says, no, go ahead, go on in. He didn't pat me down. He didn't wave the wand on me. He just, go. Good, go ahead. And I'm like, really?
That's odd.
And so that kind of, I didn't really think about it until after the show. I'm like, literally anybody could have just walked in there and they didn't even, you know what I mean?
Well, see, I'm trying to figure out how this kid got in there. I overlook on the overview of the buildings. There's these 3 buildings, and they're all side by side, relatively close. And they're all gated, or they got fencing or something dividing each other, but it's something solid. It's not like it's chain link. And I know he was on that end building there, closest to the event, because that's where he positioned himself. It just seems odd to me that he got a rifle in there, even if it was in a bag or a case. He got a rifle in there, was able to get on that building. It really seems odd to me they didn't have uniformed officers monitoring those buildings to prevent something like that from happening. And more importantly, where did this kid get a ladder? Did he tote that in too?
Yeah, this is
so that.
Hey, Billy, can you crank your mic up just a little bit?
Me?
I'm probably coming in.
No, you're good.
I hear him.
You hear me okay?
I hear you a little bit better.
Really?
Okay.
You're probably having a volume conflict because you're using the Zoom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, you Kris, you're coming in. You're coming in good. So yeah, those were odd concerns. To me, they were very odd concerns. I always thought with those outbuildings like that, they would have had somebody monitoring them and watching them just for that reason. I mean, prevention is everything.
So my understanding is that's part of the fairgrounds too, but there is a fence there. It's not a barbed wire fence. It's just a wire fence, and it's kind of dividing that little bit of the field there in those those buildings from where we're at. And I mean, like literally that fence butted up right up to the event we're at. And what was happening later on when Trump showed up, there were so many people there. Let me describe it a little bit. So the ground that he's on kind of slopes down. You kind of walk up a hill a little bit to get to it. So when the more people show up, you're further back. You can't even see the stage. All you can see is the flag. You know what I'm saying? Because it slopes down.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
People that will get showing up later, we're just walking back around that fence because there's nobody there to stop them, and walking along that fence and walking up to the side of the fence and watching it from there. And there's actually a video of several people, probably a good 50 people or more maybe, and they're going, "Hey, there's a guy on the roof." Well, I'm sure he just walked in there just like those people did. You know what I mean?
I got you. So it just turned into a unintended overflow lot where people couldn't fit in anymore. So they just started filling in behind there, and they were just happy to be on site, even though they couldn't necessarily see. So now this explains a lot here, because the question is, if he was on a building, he would be higher than, even if they had scaffolding or bleachers or whatever that Trump was on for his podium. This building should have been higher and shooting in a downward direction. He should have taken more people up behind Trump when he was carelessly shooting.
No.
But if you, as you described it, because it went downhill, now that building's probably about level or even just under. Is that about right?
Yeah. So he's like, when he's shooting straight. He's not shooting down or upward. He's shooting straight right at him. So that's why people got hit to the left and right of Trump.
Yeah. I would have thought more people would have gotten hit, but I didn't realize how many people did. I thought it was just the one necessarily. Then you heard about the other two, and we didn't get the details. And the funny, nothing's funny about this, but the interesting thing is that guy that Corey that took it, the fatal shot, he was to the far right of Trump as Trump was facing the crowd. That kid must have just lost his ever loving mind and was just firing. He's just all over the place because he was quite a ways away from Trump.
Well, let me interject here and to give you my analysis on this before we go to break here in about 2 minutes. Is we got to take into fact too that kid's anxiety had to have been through the roof. Obviously, he's probably done some shooting, shot at pop cans, shot at some targets, whatever, but he never fired at a living thing before. I mean, take deer hunting alone. When you got a deer in your sights, your anxiety is going to go up. I mean, it's going to go way up that you don't even feel the kick of the rifle when you fire. And that's, I'm speaking of experience on that, put a human being into the equation and the anxiety is going to go up even more. So I'm willing to bet that he had Trump dead in his sights, but flinched when he pulled the trigger because he was so nervous, and then fired uncontrollably.
He probably jerked it as way he did. He pulled too hard on the trigger, which if you fire a weapon, you can, if you pull too hard on it, you can pull it in another direction and take it off from your sight. I think that first shot, he was like you said, he had a shot and he took it and he clipped Trump in the ear. And Trump hadn't had his head turned looking at that sign as described earlier. It would have been a fatal shot. It would have been at the end of it. Thank God it wasn't.
And I'm thinking this guy was trying to hit him in the face.
And I think
back to the crowd, he would have got hit. It would have hit him in the back of the head.
Yep, absolutely. So I think to Billy's point, though, after that, he panicked and he was just shooting wildly. I think that's what there's about 8 shots. There's 3 initial shots, and then there was about 5 more shots. Then a slight pause, and then you had the kill shot from the officer.
All right, so we have hit the bottom of the hour. That means we're going to our bottom of the hour break. Definitely looking forward to hearing more of Kris's story when we come back in about just under 5 minutes. So with that said, please don't nobody go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Hey friend, do not forget to shop our affiliates. There's Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com or mystore.com and use the promo code OUTLAW to save up to 66% off your order, or possibly more if there's a special going on. Or call 1-800-652-3982 to place your order. There's also My Patriot Supply. Make sure you're prepared for the next unplanned emergency. Get yourself some food with a 25-year shelf life, water filtration systems, solar-powered equipment, and other essential goodies at My Patriot Supply. If you like cigars, there's Patriot Cigar Company. Go to mypatriotcigars.com and use the promo code OUTLAW to save up to 15% off your order. There's also We the People holsters for great inside the waistband and outside the waistband holsters, apparel, and other goodies at We the People holsters. Tactical Brotherhood offers merchandise that's veteran-owned and American-made. Your purchase with Tactical Brotherhood supports veteran organizations. Make your life easier and better with merchandise from the Caravan to Midnight store. At Concealed Carry, you can get news, purchase merchandise, obtain firearm safety training, and much more at Concealed Carry. Enroll in Red Pill University, where you can go beyond the matrix and learn what's really going on in the world. Protect your investments by investing in gold or silver from Noble Gold Investments. Silver Lining Herbs offers a wide range of herbal supplements for horses, dogs, and people. Harness the natural benefits of herbs to support the health of your beloved animals, as well as your own health. Support your health and be prepared for any emergency in the Brighteon store. Shop from a wide selection of ultra-clean and lab-verified superfoods, supplements, preparedness items, and other health products. At Patriot's Cave, buy apparel, hats, drinkware, and other cool stuff for the real American patriot. At Mammoth Nation, shop American and veteran-owned merchants and get exclusive discounts. Use promo code TIBN, the number 4, USA. Where do you go for children's books with a Christian conservative perspective, minus the woke nonsense? Brave Books, that's where. Use promo code TIBN, the number 4, USA. The links for all of the affiliates mentioned here can be found in the description of this video, or visit thebeardedpatriots.com/affiliates. Again, all of the links for all of the affiliates mentioned in this video can be found in the description of this video, or go to thebeardedpatriots.com/affiliates. See you there!
Support the president, volunteer for him, donate for him, and please, for the love of God, vote for him in November. Donald Trump was a success. The results were good, and we could have a growing economy and a peaceful world if we just bring back Donald Trump for round 2. Trump's presidency was successful. Biden's has been a disaster. The American people get an opportunity to correct this in November, and I think we have to do everything we can to encourage them to make that correction. The country really needs it, and I think we really need to re-elect Donald Trump.
I am proud that I have been an ally of Donald Trump's in Washington, D.C. I'm proud of the fact that I haven't tuck-tailed and run like so many politicians have.
Biden has been a failure, and when Donald Trump was a president, he was a success. The only way for us to fight back successfully is to elect Donald Trump in November.
Make America great again. Let's go and show them.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, the buckle of the Bible Belt, home of the BOK Center, the Philbrook Museum, U.S. Route 66, and Red Pill Expo 2024, November 16th and 17th at the Renaissance Tulsa Hotel and Convention Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Can't make it to Tulsa? The expo will be live streamed and archived should you miss any of it. Red Pill Expo is the major public event of Red Pill University. The mission of the expo and the university is to bring together world-class experts to set the record straight on fake narratives, fake history, and fake news at each and every Red Pill Pill Expo, truth seekers unite to get a better understanding of how the world really works, a world where collectivism reigns. It's time for individualism and an open mind. Mark your calendars and make your plans now to attend Red Pill Expo 2024. Get more details and register today at redpillexpo.org.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here on Patriot Confederation, joined by Kris Oberg. He's talking to us over the phone here. And just continuing from basically where we left off is, I don't know, I have to ask you, Kris, once the dust had settled and Trump was on his way to get the medical care that he needed, and you had left the fairgrounds. I mean, obviously you had to have left feeling bummed out and feeling like your day was ruined.
Well, we all knew he got shot. We just nobody knew how bad. We just knew he was okay. I mean, he looked okay, but that didn't mean. I mean, we heard several shots, so that didn't mean he got shot in the legs or somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody knew. But anyways, so people were kind of anxious. We were just trying to get out of there as quick and calmly as possible. And even though you could hear the Secret Service say the shooter's down, even on the way out, we're in the car and we're driving by, and now they got bomb squad there and dogs running around, and it was crazy. I yell out the window to some of the police officers there. I go, "You guys did get him, man, right? And you guys did get the guy, right?" And they confirmed, yes, we got him. But they're shutting that place down, and they're surrounding that whole fairgrounds now. So, and I just needed to, for some reason, for myself to confirm, yeah, they got him. And then even after that, my friend brings up, well, they don't have all this here for nothing. Maybe there's someone else running around. You know what I mean? So, I mean, and then now, a couple of days later, you're watching, Twitter and Facebook and TikTok, and you have millions of people spitting out all these conspiracy theories, and I'm like, these people are stupid, because I was there. None of that stuff happened that you're hearing on the social media. It's retarded.
Oh yeah, I mean that when something like this happens, it's bound to happen with the conspiracy theories, but even more so is just I don't ever recall. Of course, I was way too young to remember when Reagan got shot, but I don't ever recall any Democrats saying, "Oh, so close, too bad he survived." And
yeah,
I don't recall ever hearing something like that, or even to this day hearing anything about it.
I actually remember watching that on TV, and the gunner just went bang, 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 and shooting at him. And Secret Service instantly took him out. No hesitation, no wait, so nothing like what happened there. I mean, literally, you hear a couple shots. One of them misses, I believe, it hits the hydraulic fluid. The other hits his ear. And then he goes down, and then you hear like 4 or 5 more shots. And then a pause for a second, and another shot. Then about 45 seconds later, another shot. And I'm only thinking that that's the sniper that took him out. He probably got him when he was stepping up or something to get back down or something. I don't know. But it's for the head of security to tell him to not shoot. What is up with that? I don't understand that. None of that makes sense. How that area wasn't secured, and why the sniper wasn't allowed to shoot.
Well, is that really determined? I mean, that was what was said. We did hear that, but I also heard it in the other way that it wasn't that he wasn't allowed to shoot; he wasn't given the green light to shoot. Something had to be wrong because he did take a long time. Because when you look at the video, you saw that he had the guy in a scope. He had him in his glass. He had him in his sights, and he was hesitant. And it wasn't until the first shot was fired, then he went back to his sights because he looked away. Then he went back to his sights after the first shot was fired. It was probably a good another 3 shots before he had him located again and got a bead on him. And like we said, about 8 shots were fired altogether before he got that round off and took him out.
I mean, a good 45 seconds goes by before you hear that one last shot.
Yeah, and I was actually analyzing that yesterday with Radix Verum. We heard that last shot before that one woman started screaming hysterically.
Yes.
And
right to the right of me.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, wow, you're actually a lot closer to the action than I.
Well, so I'm probably about 25 feet, 30 feet from the people to the right of me. I think it got hit, and was probably 30 feet from Trump. So we're almost dead center, but just off to the right.
You're pretty much at ground zero, man.
So I mean, we couldn't have had better seats.
I mean, well, if this had happened, do you think you were close enough to get a handshake or an autograph or something?
I'm sure if that went to happen and he came out, I would have probably walked up and tried to give a handshake or something. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. We were. Yeah. I mean, it probably don't look like that in the video, but yeah, we were that close.
Interesting.
And me, I do a lot of photography. You learn how to get up to the front of the stage so you can get pictures.
Oh yeah. You got
without causing any ruckus.
Yeah, you got that history behind you there that would have definitely helped you out hadn't this had happened. And I'm sorry your experience, a once in a lifetime experience at that, just had to be ruined in this manner. I mean, wow.
Well, I mean, I honestly haven't hardly gotten any sleep in the last couple of days. I'm waiting for your call. I was waiting for this show. I was falling asleep.
Oh my God!
No, you're finally getting to go to sleep and we interrupted.
I'm dead now. I can't. Yeah. I'm looking at my pictures and videos and stuff, and I'm like, I can't believe this happened, because I got pictures of as we're leaving, in pictures of all the ambulances and everything of the aftermath as I'm leaving. And I don't know. I feel like I should share them, but I just haven't done it.
Well,
I've shared some of my stuff, but
yeah. I definitely watch some of the stuff you share. Then again, who knows? In the age of censorship, and you have some truthful facts out there. Oh no, we can't have any of that now, can we? No. But I definitely wanted to comment on something else too. That I commented on this yesterday. I just with this incident and the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, I just see too many similarities to where I think from everything I saw, this could have prevented, and nobody, if some of the law enforcement would have properly done their job, nobody would have gotten hurt, nobody would have gotten killed, and this nerd who looks like Jeffrey Dahmer, who took a shot at Trump, he'd probably be sitting in jail or in a nut house or something.
So, and I don't know if this is true or not, and I'm kind of doubting it, but I've been hearing that there was snipers, actually 3 snipers in the building that he was on top of, looking out the windows.
That's
Which is like, how could he be on a building with snipers in the building?
It was a metal building. It seems like they would have heard him moving over top of him.
Well, he was. So I'm watching that video, and he's crawling on his stomach. He's just kind of swimming on his stomach. So
Well, that's true too. He was.
But
he was doing
was
the
he
bear
on
crawl.
there? How did he? Anyways, so many questions.
So what we got here is we mentioned Corey. I'm like Billy. I can't really say his name right. And we also got James Copenhaver, 74, and David Dutch, who was 57. Both were shot as well. One was very, very critical. I think he had liver damage and all other sorts, broken ribs and stuff. But what's interesting here is in this report, this is NorthJersey.com is where I'm getting this from. And Trump has lent his support to a GoFundMe campaign for rally attendees and victims. So I go to the GoFundMe campaign. I hope this is the right one. It had a goal of $1 million. They are up to $5,038,964 with 64.2 thousand donations.
Wow.
So that says a lot about Trump supporters right there.
And
yeah, absolutely.
By the way, Biden and his cronies are putting it out from they're trying to win brownie points basically. So I guess the wife of Corey, I'll just say Corey because, like I said, I can't pronounce his name.
Yep, I already know what you're going to say.
Said that she got a call from Joe Biden, but she hasn't heard a thing from Trump, and that's what's kind of trending a little bit on social media. Is now they're trying to make Trump look bad that way, and Biden cares. He called the victim's wife, and Trump didn't do anything for his supporters. I mean, Trump had to go get.
My understanding is she denied a meeting with Biden. She said no. Good. This is your fault. That's my understanding.
Well, she talked to Biden on the phone, and she said the reason why she talked is because that's what her husband would have wanted her to do. But yeah, denying a meeting, of course.
Yep.
Yes. So,
and I was just talking to my friend earlier today. I go, Trump, I mean, I know he's busy and stuff, but he needs to stop and go visit the people that were injured and go visit that wife, that widow.
You know,
and
that would be a good smart move on his
and I'm sure he will.
Yes.
So the pronunciation is comparator. That's what I just got. Sorry. Yeah.
So we're coming up. We got about just a little bit over 10 minutes left showtime here, but I want to shift gears a little bit since you've been an Ohioan for the past 4 years, and believe me, I miss Northeast Ohio myself after living in Ashtabula County. And I'm just going to say this really quick is when I was there, I remember J.D. Vance was not a senator yet. He had been even more so at the local level in the Cleveland area, and he was very well liked. And then after I left, of course, he was elected to Senate. Now here he is, Trump's VP pick. Kris, how do you feel about that? I personally, I've always liked J.D. Vance.
Well, I never really knew much about him until lately, and when I found out that he picked him, I did some research on him and stuff, and I found out that he's always been like a never Trumper and stuff, and I've talked to the neighbors here, they're like, no, we can't stand that guy, and I'm like, oh no, I don't know if this is going to be good or not. But then I brought up the fact that he's one thing that me and pretty much everybody I know is against this gender care,
all this woke
stuff,
basically.
And he wants to put a stop to that, and I try to explain it to my friend here. I go, So basically, he wants to stop adults taking children and having their privates mutilated, and then giving them gender-altering drugs that are causing them to have delusions and suicidal thoughts. And he wants to stop that, and I am absolutely all for that.
Yes.
So he's got my vote on that part. Now I don't know much more about him, but I can't imagine my grandkids having an adult at school or wherever and being taught that stuff. So thank God my grandkids are in Oklahoma, and it's banned in their school that they go to. That's not allowed.
Yeah, I'll be going to Oklahoma this coming November. I'm looking forward to that. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
But yeah, Oklahoma is probably the only state that's all red in the nation. I mean, just look at the last two presidential elections, and the Democrats did not win one county in Oklahoma, and that's the only state they didn't.
Yeah, you can't hang your BLM flag and all that other stuff in the schools there. It's not going to happen. Critical race theory, all that stuff. No.
Yeah.
You get caught, you get fired and blackballed. You'll never teach again.
Well, a month ago, I was in South Dakota, and the moment we arrived in town, we're driving through downtown Rapid City. And one thing that's just so noticeable, right in the middle of downtown Rapid City, South Dakota, they have a nice, big, beautiful American flag flying, but then right below it is the so-called all-inclusive transgender flag.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
So we went to a Browns camp where my friend's kids went to this Browns camp to do some football with some of the Browns football team, and it was at a school. And this was a couple years ago. The school here in Ohio, in I think it was Cincinnati, they had a gigantic transgender flag above the American flag, flying high, and their sidewalks were all rainbows. All the sidewalks were rainbow flags, and I'm like, what is going on here?
That's so toxic.
What?
Well, then again, I was so disappointed last year when I was actually for the very first issue 1 that was happening almost a year ago, which would have amended Ohio's constitution to include every single county when a measure needed to be passed. And I'm like, that's giving more Ohioans more of a voice if they pass that. Then came along the second issue 1, which was all about putting abortion basically into the Constitution, overriding the heartbeat law, and allowing abortion up to and including time of birth. And that passed.
Yeah.
And of course, I stood against it, and of course, I'm hearing, oh, you're against a woman's right to choose, and I said, yeah, if they want to use abortion as a form of birth control, and which is happening more often. Yeah, I'm against that.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with you. And that wasn't at school in Cincinnati. I was wrong. It was Cleveland.
Okay, well, you got the 3 C's that are they say are ruining the state of Ohio: Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Columbus.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yes.
I mean, that's what's happening in Washington, my hometown states of Washington and Oregon. The major cities are blue and purple and pink. And anyways, so I don't have anything against gay people, but when they're going after my grandkids, I have a problem with that.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, we actually talked about that last week with a gentleman who's a good friend of mine. He's with Gays Against Groomers, and he went to the Pride events in New York and saw there were kids there exposed to all kinds of crap they didn't need to be. But
yeah, it's sickening.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah, but you know, you're in the state that I consider my home from home, and it's a beautiful state, just like, well, every state's a beautiful state and got its own scenery, but it's just that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm out way out in the country, so I'm not in a big city. I have cows across from me, and we hear coyotes at night, and we have deer come in our yard and rabbits, and probably 25 minutes from the nearest town.
I'll tell you what,
I love it.
You can keep the winter time out there, though, especially Ashtabula County. The snowstorms coming off of Lake Erie. I mean, they can keep all that, but I miss.
Oh yeah, this last winter, 15 below zero. I'm like, and not including the wind chill factor. Wow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So getting ready to wrap it up here. Just let me ask you this. Despite the fact, this is your first Trump rally, and yes, you did get to hear him speak for about 10 minutes before somebody had to come and crash the party. Overall, what do you take from this experience? And if given the opportunity, would you do it again?
I would do it again, and my experiences showed me that when Trump is saying that they don't, he calls them fake news, CNN or whoever, and I got pictures of them, they don't pan around and show how massive it is. He's not lying. I'm seeing all the footage from them. They're zoomed in on him and not the crowd at all. And that's a shame, because that's like lying to the people. They're showing, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why he had his own broadcast team there. That you go to the videos that are on his Rumble channel, and those are from him. They're not from CNN or anywhere else, And they did point the camera out there, and it was kind of like Woodstock. There were a lot of people there.
Oh man! So yeah, there's people up in the stands just directly behind him at the top, and I mean, there's people all around us, standing up as high as they can, and videotaping and panning around. So there's no way, people aren't going to see that. And even I did it many times, and you can't see the end of the people.
And then
it's massive.
And then Biden, he has a rally in Detroit, and barely has maybe 200 people there, and they have. What do they have to? It's like they've got to use enhancements like sound machines and applause machines and whatnot to make it sound like he's got what he's got.
Do I have time to say one more thing?
Sure.
So apparently Joe Biden was supposed to be rallying for Joe, which is unfortunate. He can't rally for himself, but like nearby, like 20 miles close by or something like that. And I've been told, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I do know that 9 congressmen have been trying to take away Trump's security, secret security.
Oh yeah.
I'm also told that some of his security was temporary staff because they went to her rally. Whether that's true or not, I would actually believe it. Absolutely.
Well, I heard something about that.
I mean, some of those guys were just fumbling around like they had no clue what they were doing.
Yes. But definitely, we are out of show. Kris, I want to thank you very much for fighting the fatigue, and I'm going to advise you to go take a nap now. But thank you. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your experience.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I'm glad that I was able to talk to you guys.
Absolutely. So I think next week, John, you gave me somebody's email address. I've got to reach out to her, and I was about to before all this happened, and I said we got to have Kris on because he was there. So, but who do we possibly have in the horizon?
Well, if you get her name's Catherine she'll be on tomorrow night on Common Sense, but her name's Catherine McKinney, McKinney. Very interesting person. I spent some time talking to her on the phone, quite a bit of time, and yeah, she's very interesting, very well informed on J6, what's going on in J6, and what's still going on.
All right. So with that said, thank you very much for tuning into Patriot Confederation. God save the Republic of the United States of America.
Events of recent history indicate that Americans are setting a course for the end of their own great nation. The ever-growing trend in this country is to judge people not by their individual character, but by their identity as a member of a specific group. No one has ever succeeded or failed in life as a result of their group affiliation. A person's success or failure is also not based on luck, but on the sum total of the decisions that they have made. Those who succeed do so through good work ethic and the wise use of their power to choose. The opposite is true of those who fail. The ideals of individual accountability and responsibility in the United States are dying every day. A gun cannot be responsible for a death, just as a shovel cannot be responsible for digging a ditch. Both are only tools and have no will of their own. Responsibility is an adjunct of conscious choice and is the price we pay for freedom. Freedom is also a tool. It's an essential tool that is needed by human beings if they are to prosper rather than to merely survive. Yet there are those who would rather trade their freedom for security. Some believe that it is the responsibility of government to provide freedom. In truth, we form government to ensure and protect the freedom that is already inherently ours.